You ready?
Yeah, I think we're live.
We are live. Welcome to our first episode of TwitchDev plus AWS. That's right.
Yeah, I'm excited.
We're going to be great friends by the time this season ends. So yeah, we've decided to come together and build a Twitch extension live for you all with a serverless backend on AWS. My name's Nikki. I'm a technical evangelist at AWS, and this is Matt.
And I'm Matt. I'm a developer advocate at Twitch.
So actually, this stream is being dual streamed to both of our channels, as the rest of the season will be. So you can either watch this on TwitchDev or AWS channel, whichever you prefer. We'll be streaming it on both for the duration of the season. And what are we doing today?
And also, you guys can chat in both chats. And we're going to try to
feel free to chat in both chats. We're like flipping back and forth, so we'll be trying to track both chats.
But yeah, so today's the first episode, so we're kind of going to walk everyone through just a high-level overview of what we plan to accomplish on the show. I think we'll walk through what we're actually going to build, of course, and then we will give everyone sort of a sense of what the next few episodes will look like. So yeah.
If you think about it from like the perspective of you just came up with a cool idea to build, like where would you start? You'd probably start by, you know, creating a board of cards and stories, user stories, and you might sketch out some wireframes and set up your database schema. So we're going to do exactly that today.
Exactly. So essentially, if you have never built an extension before and you want to see the process of from like conception, just to having this idea, to actually planning it, to putting it into an architecture diagram, to thinking through all the AWS services, to actually implementing and coding and building and testing it, and then releasing it. So you'll see sort of the full swoop of the development cycle.
Absolutely. So who should watch? Like anyone can watch, really. Even if you've never coded before or you've never built a Twitch extension, we are starting from scratch, and we're taking you all the way to the very end, where we're actually going to not only deploy the backend, but also submit the Twitch extension to Twitch and pray that they approve us.
Yeah, and I'm excited because I think we're going to capture some folks who have essentially been more focused on AWS and haven't really heard of the whole like Twitch developer offering, and then like vice versa. I know there's a lot of Twitch developers who are looking to learn more about AWS. So this is, I think, the perfect opportunity for that.
Perfect duo.
Yeah.
So how to follow along. So today we're actually going to create a GitHub repo.
Yep.
We're going to create a Trello board so you can follow along with where we are in the development cycle. And then we're going to create, you know, architecture and a bunch of other stuff, but you'll be able to follow along with GitHub and Trello.
Yeah, and the one other thing that I created is in the Twitch Dev Discord, I added a new channel called npm start Twitch AWS. And if you follow there, we will essentially post like links. If you have questions, you can go in there. So it looks like Alpha just put the link in the Twitch Dev channel. If someone could do the same on AWS, here I can copy it. But if you join this, by the way, this is our Twitch Dev community. So we have tons of channels if you are looking to build more on Twitch.
Yeah, and you can continue chatting with us offline if you're curious about something that we did or something that we're going to do. So obviously, we encourage interactivity during these episodes. So like, please chat at us. You can also tweet at us as well if that works for you. We're watching all forms of the chat and social media in case you guys have questions live or you want to see something specific.
Yep, and there should be some staff from AWS and Twitch in chat, so if you have questions, they might be able to answer it. I think anyone who has the, the green mod icon is probably an AWS employee, so look out for those folks.
And what are we building? What is the significance of what we're building?
Kind of walk through. So why don't I start and just tell folks who aren't familiar just about the Twitch developer sort of
definitely. That's
ecosystem.
A great idea.
So I'll jump into that. So if you aren't aware of a Twitch extension or even really Twitch, so for viewers who are watching Twitch streams, you can build these interactive overlays, or they can be in the panel. And it really allows the broadcaster to interact with all of their viewers in a really scalable way. So there's all sorts of extensions that you might have seen. So it looks like we've switched over to my laptop. So on the Twitch channel, for example, we have this Twitter extension. So this is a panel extension. So it's completely interactive. I can scroll through different tweets. I also pulled up the extension store just to give everyone an idea. So looks like the sound alerts extension is being featured. So this one is a panel extension where you can basically pay bits to hear a sound being played through your stream. So it can get quite funny. Have you seen sound alerts on the channel?
I haven't. I built a different extension.
Okay, so yeah, so there's tons of extensions in the store, and essentially we are going to be building one of these today. We're going to be building a panel extension. So this will be put right below the video in folks' channels. Do you want to talk about what we're going to be building?
Yeah, we actually are hoping that this extension that we're building today helps get your questions answered faster in a timely manner, and also like even after the stream, if we somehow missed your question during the chat, we can come back to it later. So we're building a question and answer extension. So inside the panel extension, you'll be able to drop a question, and then we will be able to actually answer it at a later point in time if we can't get to it during the stream, and you'll be able to come back and see your question and your answers from all of your channels that you've asked them on that have the extension installed.
Totally. So if you think about like today, people are just asking questions in chat, and it's kind of hard to follow, and we're missing them.
Yep.
So we want to build a proper extension, which is viewers can go in and just write their questions, and then if we can't get to it after hours, I can go in and we can both answer it. So I think it's going to be really helpful for really anyone doing any sort of like just chatting or
technical
IRL.
streams.
Yeah,
I think it'll be really helpful for people that are live coding. So, you know, it's really hard for me to pay attention to the chat and live code, and then sometimes I miss questions that I really do want to answer, so I'd like to come back to them at a later point in time and give you the full answer or the resource that you're looking for. So, yeah, so that's what we're building today. We're hoping that
we're going to be building over the next 8.
Well, yeah, over the next 8 episodes, but that's what we're starting to build today to scope out. We're really hoping to also like eventually build some cool features in it, like post to Twitch dev forums, so you can post your question.
Like Stack Overflow.
Yeah, or Stack Overflow. But that might be V2.
Yeah, we'll see where we get. But the cool part is everyone should be following along, and you can fork it, and you can remix it, and you can start to build your own functionality. And that's why we also have the Discord channel. So if you want to ask questions or share your code, that would be pretty helpful for us. So like Nikki said, today's going to be a bit more focused on just like the architecture and really walking you guys through how we're going to build this. So we're going to like dive into the database design, and we'll dive into the UI design, and we'll talk about the different AWS services that we're going to use, and we'll talk about the Twitch architecture as well. So that's just to give everyone somewhat of an idea of what to expect. And then in future episodes, will be more hands-on coding. We'll actually show you our code, and we'll talk through how we're actually going to build it. So
what is included in the Twitch Dev platform? Like if I'm a developer and I want to build a Twitch extension, like where do I go for resources?
Yeah.
What are my resources, basically?
Totally. So if you want to get started to build your own extension, or you just want to learn more about extensions in general, the best place would be our developer docs landing page. So if we could switch to the laptop view. Sweet, you can see. So this is our extensions landing page. It's a bit more focused on explaining what extensions are at like a product level, but if you're a developer and you want to build your own, you would want to go to our developer docs. So the best place to get started would be in our extensions tab. So right here is our getting started guide. So this will essentially walk you through how to start with just sort of a basic front end and actually build it into that overlay that can be put onto a Twitch channel. So this getting started guide is a bit more high level, and then if you want to focus a bit more on actual like low level documentation, we have that down here. So you can get started on our documentation. You can take a look at our forums, which I will pull up right here. And this is an extremely active forum. So if you have an extension question, it's extremely easy to just get your answers here. So this is one place to go.
Have you ever asked a question in that forum?
I've answered questions, but I haven't asked, actually. But people are really fast. I'm really surprised how helpful people are.
And what are we going to use to test our extension?
So let's talk a little bit about the rig then. So the developer rig is a tool to help you really just build your extension. So I'll actually load it up here in a second, and then we can maybe flip back to my screen. Whoops, that is weird. Oh, okay, so this is the developer rig. So this is essentially a tool to help you build and test your extension. So you don't need to use the rig because at a high level, an extension is just a front end that is basically an iframe on the Twitch channel. But if you want to test it and sort of like mimic that environment, you would want to use the developer rig. So you can load all your code into the rig, and then the rig can sort of simulate running the front end as well as the back end for you. So it really sort of like mimics like both those aspects, and then you can see it in this extension view tab. So if I pull up an example, people can kind of get a sense. Actually, this is...
We will definitely dive deep into this.
We'll go into it.
When we
Just
are
to give a
building
quick
the
high
front
level, though, if
yeah.
you do want to build an extension, the developer rig is a great place to get started. You can create a new project here, and then we have some sample code.
And this native extension is relatively new, and it's really cool. So
yeah,
or this
the native developer rig.
rig.
Yes, it is new from the old rig, which used to be more like terminal based. So it's definitely a better experience.
Super cool, especially if you're new to development, in my opinion.
Yep.
So let's start walking through the actual extension that we're going to build.
Sure. So for that, should we sort of talk through the UI of the extension?
I think we should actually create a Trello board and start like writing out user stories of like what people can do and can't do.
Do you want to drive for that part?
Yeah, okay. I created a
We're sharing this laptop, so we're gonna.
Okay, let's see if I can type on another person's laptop. I usually can't.
And they can follow along on the show.
Yeah,
board.
so
is this gonna be a public board?
It's gonna be a public board.
Cool. So we'll post that shortly.
Create a new board.
Or
not.
Maybe we need a refresh.
Thank you, Trello.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. All right.
I haven't used Trello in a while.
What background should we pick?
That one. Is there a Twitch dev one? Nope.
No, but we can like.
Maybe Twitch purple.
How about like something calming? How about this?
Yeah. Okay. I like that. Oh. And then public. I think the board's already created, so you just have to exit out of it.
Oh, I have to add a title.
Let's call it. We need a title for our extension.
We really
all the
do.
Viewers out
yeah,
there.
if you guys have ideas.
We really need ideas. If you could tell us in chat. Maybe they'll have some inspiration after we walk through the stories.
So let's see. User stories. Nope.
So I can kind of think from experience. At like a basic level, I should be able to post a question.
Yep.
User should be able to post a question. User should be able to see their previously asked questions. Post, view, and then the broadcaster should probably be able to read the questions. That'd be helpful,
and
right?
answer them.
Yeah, and provide answers.
Should be able to view channel questions.
And provide answers.
What else are we missing?
I think at like the minimum sort of requirements, this would probably be helpful,
MVP.
right? Just, ask questions, read questions, broadcaster can see them.
Broadcaster should be able to like turn the extension on and off, I think.
Yes, they should be able to turn it on and off. Should they be able to customize the extension in the sense of like how many questions can be asked by a single person or like visibility of questions? Some sort of...
Oh, that might be getting into like V2.
Okay.
Yeah. We can also add that V2 idea of the viewer can optionally post their question
to
Twitch Dev forums or Stack Overflow.
Yeah, I like that.
We need user auth, but through Twitch.
Yeah, so we'll use the Twitch identity service. So user can, although I think we'll talk through this in a bit, but essentially, who will be authenticating through? I guess we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But I think just the broadcaster will need to.
No,
because if they want to post a question, if they're logged in through Twitch, the extension should be able to give us the user ID.
Yeah, you're
so
right.
I think we should be okay.
You're right. Okay.
We'll talk through that.
So then we can start like these lists too. We could just add of what we're working on.
Does anyone in chat have any other ideas they've been thinking about in the realm of
Let me check
Q&A?
Chat.
I think we have a.
Are the questions and answers publicly visible by all?
So that's a good question. So I think that's what can be customized. So I think the way I was thinking through it, no, only the broadcaster or streamer would
not
see the
right
questions.
now.
But I mean, I think that can be an optional. Well, we were talking about this yesterday because we were planning for this, and we were thinking that there should be some sort of moderation flow where someone approves a question and then everyone can see it. Because I think the advantage of these communities like ours are just that folks really want to answer other people's questions. So it's kind of a lost opportunity if they can't.
Well, that's the ability to post to a forum makes it public.
Makes it more public, yeah. So I think that kind of covers it. But
I think, Shoseki, to answer your question, like if we get to the part where you can check a box to post it to one of the forums, it makes it public instantly and everybody can see it.
But I think we will consider a view which the broadcaster does make public.
Yeah.
That can be easy to do.
Okay, so someone says, or WLG3R, when the question is answered, it should send the answer to the person who asked through Whisper, so you can answer it offline too.
Wait, say that again?
Okay, so when the question is actually answered. It should send the answer to the person who asked it through a Whisper, so that we can answer it offline. That's a really good idea. I really like that idea.
Yeah, we could use Whispers to basically ping people and be like, hey, your question's been answered.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I have to look into the Whisper API. I haven't looked at that in a while.
So user gets pinged through a Whisper.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm trying to think how else can we leverage Whispers. Yeah, I'll have to look at the documentation there. But I think that's helpful. I think the other sort of, not really issue, but thing that makes this interesting is that a lot of times broadcasters will just like verbally answer a question. So what will we do in that case? I guess we need some sort of like mark as answered, right?
Okay, we have questions from the other channel. Hold on one sec.
Yeah, so this is the first time I've done a stream with two channels like this. So but there should be some Twitch staff to help us out.
Do channel moderators, Cosmic Slop says, do channel moderators have access to any of a streamer's extensions?
Do stream moderators have access to an extension? I believe the answer, well,
oh, you mean if moderators can like answer one of the questions?
Oh, that's different. That's something that we're talking about doing. Yes.
Yeah, yes.
So let's add that as another.
That's a yes. Okay, so moderator
can answer
on a channel can answer
a question. Yep.
Question. I can't spell.
Typing on.
How do you spell that? No, is this an O?
Yeah, I think.
Wow, I've lost a lot of spelling skills. Okay, so let's see. I have another question. So let's see. What's the other channel? Okay, what's the other channel? So Black Marmalade. This is also being streamed on the AWS channel right now. To answer your question, I don't see it.
We can also take a break
is there a
at the
length?
end to
Is
do
there a
questions.
length limit on a question?
Oh wow, that's a really good one. We got to think more QA focused.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I don't know what that would be, but
someone said the
yes,
length
we
limit should be 500.
It's hard to conceptualize off the top of my head, but I think that seems pretty long. So I also think like we don't want to answer like insanely complicated questions on stream. I think that that probably has a better place.
Can moderators remove questions that are obscene?
Yes.
Yep. Moderator.
That we should be able to do because we're gonna have a notion of like removing questions. I don't see that being super complicated. Could we move that laptop over here for a second just so I can see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
While I'm typing.
Ooh, Blue Lava has a good question.
Which is?
Should links be allowed in a question?
Well, links need to be allowed in an answer too, so I say yes.
I say yes.
Links. Well, it's just text, so it's fine. You should be able to post a question.
I think so.
Can include links, or text. How about that?
Yeah, totally.
All right. Anything else that we can think of?
No, I think those are the main ones.
I feel like this is
I mean, there's like nitty-gritty things like should someone be able to come back and like edit their question? I don't think we really need to deal with that right now. Because those are just sort of smaller.
We can add that to the backlog.
Yeah, totally.
I'm also going to add this one to the backlog because it is kind of a backlog one, but we're hoping
There's no way to have, I guess we wouldn't want to open this up so everyone can put their feature requests in, right? In the backlog?
Let's see if I can do that.
So let's share this link. Could one of our moderators make this
Anyone on the internet
command?
can see this board. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
And let me drop it in the
But
chat.
I imagine they would have to be able to view it. Like, they need to have access to sort of comment on it.
Dropping it in both chats.
And then we should make that a chat command. Whoops. Okay, I lost our agenda.
I think it's only anyone in the team can post, but I can like try to change the settings later on.
I think this is a good start. So now I hope everyone who's watching has a good idea of what this conceptually is going to sort of consist of.
Let's draw it out.
Yes, so that I think will be
our little UI with today is Matt. So
I am not a UX designer, so I'm gonna do my best. But
You're not? Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm not. Believe it or not. I just learned this tool like a week or two ago. So this is called Figma, by the way. If anyone wants to give it a try.
Oh, this was a really good question. Wait, will there be a ban list? How do you handle users that have been banned in the channel and are spamming the QA extension?
That's like a secondary concern.
Secondary concern.
Like that's if this were
Good
to take
point,
off.
Black Marmalade.
Yeah. Okay. So let's focus now on building the UI. So I'm gonna do my best, like I said, to build this for everyone. I'll make this full screen, and I'm using Figma in case people are curious. So this is a mock-up tool like Sketch, if you're familiar. So I sort of broke this design into two components. So one is what the viewers are going to see, and then one is what the broadcaster is going to see. So this is the panel component that is going to live right below the video. So you could picture this. Actually, I can create a new tab and go really quickly to the Twitch extension sandbox, and this will, sorry, I don't know what I just typed because I can't see the URL. Okay, I don't think I typed anywhere. Twitch extension sandbox. So we also have another developer tool called the extension sandbox, and I just
Wait,
want to
what was
put this
the link
up.
to that? I'll post the link.
Yes, it is glass.twitch.tv/extensions/sandbox. So the reason I'm pulling this up is just to make sure everyone is on the same page, and I think this is probably more for the viewers on the AWS channel who might be new to the Twitch developer offering. But we
Posted it in both, just in case.
Awesome. So this tool allows you to select any video. So this could actually be kind of fun. Oh no, I think we would see like a wall of mirrors. Well, if I went to AWS, for example, I'll just have to pause it. So here's our stream live. You can see what an overlay extension would look like.
Wow, that's so cool.
So this is a basic sort of hello world, and I can change the HTML in real time. So I can say like, what time is it in LA? And it will update. And it just gives you a sense of like what it will look like.
Can you choose like panel extensions
Yes, you
so
can.
it shows
So that's
up
what
below?
I was going to do. So you can change it to panel. So this is an extension I built a while ago. But this just gives you an idea of what a panel extension would look like. So when I'm in Figma, just sort of picture this box here being underneath the video for a panel extension. So let's dive back into the UI. So again, I just kind of threw this together. I think there'll be tons of opportunity to sort of tweak this over the next few weeks. But at like a really basic level, what we want is an input box, a submit button, some sort of text that says
Can you
ask
zoom in a
question.
little bit?
Oh, yes. Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
there we go. Also, Maya Ocat asked a good question, is do I have to install the extension? So the channel owner has to install the extension. So if you have a channel that you're streaming on and you want this extension to display below it, you would have to go into the extensions inside your dashboard and install it.
Yeah, so just like any sort of marketplace, there's a Twitch extension marketplace or app store or extension store, however you want to call it. And essentially, you have to install all of these. So I have my own channel. I can install any extension I want. For example, I keep talking about sound alerts, but that one's featured. I would just click install here, and then it would add it into my channel. And then you would also select where you want the extension to live, like what panel, because you can control your own placement of the panel.
So that was another good question. Will it display to all viewers without them having to install it? Yes. If it is installed on your channel and viewers are coming to your channel to watch your stream, they will see the extension without having to do anything.
Yes, I do believe you have to, some extensions require the viewer to like accept, I believe maybe like a terms of service or just some sort of like verification that this is
You can
a
also
third party.
hide it if you didn't want to see it as a viewer.
Yeah, and you
Thank
can pop it out
Nick.
as well. But anyway, let's go back to the UI. So like I said, it's going to be pretty basic. We're going to have this ask a question here. We have the input box, we have the submit button, and then I left this to do for us to think about because I'd like to get some help maybe from people in chat. But I think the idea is that if I have already asked a few questions, I should be able to see them. But I had a few questions because I have a few questions myself. Do we want people to be able to see like a history of all their questions or only the ones that are unanswered? Because we're going to maintain state for each question, whether it's been answered or not.
I feel like you should just show the last like 3 that they've asked, whether or not they were answered or unanswered, and then there should be like
The last
a button.
3?
The most recent, and then there should be like a button to pop out the extension and see all the questions that they've asked.
Okay.
What do you guys think about that?
So I'm going to have a little fun, and I'm using the Twitch UI kit that I've
Does anyone
loaded
agree
in.
with me or disagree with me?
So I'm new to the UI kit, so I need to find some elements here. Yeah, thank you for switching off while I try to
So
find
history
this.
of all questions would be great. So they definitely want to see the history.
Yeah, so we can
So
just...
it could be like a pop-out. So like right below the panel, in the panel, you see like the last couple of questions you asked. It could be like the last 5 or the last 3. And then there's a button to see all extensions I've previously asked.
Right, exactly. Well, that actually requires a lot more work then, because then we have to build that other page to see all.
You
Right?
can't just
Or
pop out the
I guess we
extension
could.
and then show them all. So like, you know, you limit 5, you only show the first 5 answers, and then you pop out the extension and then you just show them all.
So you can't really just pop out an extension, but you can link off. But it'd just be another
okay.
page for us to maintain. I think we should come back to that. So I'm just filling in a few sort of filler questions here. So, okay, looks like we're back to my screen.
Okay, so Blue Lava agreed with me.
Blue Lava, it's picking sides. No, that's fine. We just kind of need to talk through the technical implementation.
Yeah.
What's
But
another...
we could plan it out like this, and you know, things are gonna change live on stream while we're building this, because things always change in software development.
Yeah.
So we could just plan to do this and then see what happens when we get there, if that's even possible.
So this would be like view previous?
Yeah, like a button or a link.
Oh, okay. I want to use a different component, so I'm glad you said button. So if I search in this tool for button, I can see all the Twitch buttons we have available. Do you like any of these, Nikki?
Let me see.
Maybe this?
Yeah, that one. I
think
like
we
how it's
want
like the opposite of the
active.
other one.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know why it's doing this. I have
It
to
like
flip.
always like flips
Yeah.
it.
I have to flip. But okay, I'm gonna put this line is supposed to tell me what's centered, right? Oh wait, we just want it like right here. Okay, we'll work on the design a little bit. It's a little messy. Let's make this button smaller, and then...
show an icon to show what question has been answered or not with a link to the
Okay,
answer.
we'll get to that. That's a good idea. So in
Thank
this
you,
tool, I
Frag
can
Zero.
select the layer. So here, I want to select the button label. I'm really advanced at Figma. Okay, view previous questions. Okay.
If we didn't say this, by the way, we are going to write the extension in Vue.js. So if those of you write Vue, great. If you don't write Vue, the two of us are figuring it out, mostly on stream. So you're going to learn it with us. The backend will be it will be a serverless backend, and it'll be written in Node Express.
We are going to dive into the architecture.
Yeah, we are.
I think after this. So if you have questions about sort of like the technologies and tools we're going to use, we are going to talk about that in a little bit. But I just want to finish the UI.
Do users see all questions or only the questions that the user asked? So the broadcaster will see all the questions that were asked on the channel, and then they can answer them after the stream. So this is to handle a lot of questions come through in the chat, and we're not able to answer them live because we missed them, or maybe they're not exactly relevant to what we're talking about and we want to answer them later because they're still a good question. This is for those kinds of questions.
What icon should we use for, I think someone in chat said we should have an icon next to each question.
Maybe like a check mark.
Okay. This looks nice.
Someone likes the way you're working, sketching before programming.
Really?
Yeah, you're getting
That's
props.
a nice compliment.
Maya OCAP is
You
giving
never want to
props.
dive right into code because I think, yeah.
So
I've
that
worked
sketch
CSS.
is going to be the panel below the stream that a viewer would see, what he's sketching out right now.
And I'm going to share this file, and I'm going to put it into our Discord channel. Is everyone, I guess at the
You
end
can
we
also
tell
throw
them.
it in the Trello board.
Yes, I will link to it, and on this software, I'm going to export it as a pretty friendly version, meaning you can use like Sketch as well. I really want to think through this design because the check mark is a little confusing. Why would it be a check mark? It should basically indicate whether it's been answered or not.
Right, so check marks means it's answered, and then unchecked means it hasn't been, or we could do something else to signify that it's been answered.
Okay.
Thoughts? We're open to what you guys think.
Okay. And let's get a little delete button. This is such a great UI kit. Isn't this exciting?
Okay, so new Dev 2. There are going to be 2 views here. One for the streamer to see all the questions and answer them, and yes, one for the viewer to see the questions that they've asked and to post a new question. That is the current view we're working on. So this is the view that the viewer will see when they are watching a channel that
Exactly.
has this extension installed.
So this view that you're looking at right here is going to be right in this area, right below the stream, in the panel, a panel extension.
Oh, okay. So someone's suggesting that you just highlight the background green means it's answered.
Yeah.
And red could be unanswered, I guess.
Yeah, there's a lot of different design methods we could
Oh
sort of
yeah,
use.
that's kind of what I was thinking.
This is just really rough, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, I think we're going to try to tweak it a bit.
Okay, so
also
these
share
icons
this.
are funny. Yay or nay?
Oh, I don't think this kit has those.
Thank you, Frag Zero.
There was an emote library I could have enabled, right? Chat badges. Is that... Oh. Wait, that's not a badge. It's an emote.
So I actually envisioned the question being a link, so that if you click
Wait,
the
there's
link,
a way I
you
could
could see
add
the
the
answer.
libraries. Wait, look, emotes just enabled. Stay tuned for those because that is kind of fun. I like that. I like that a lot. How do I get out of library mode? Okay, I just installed a new library, and it was called Yay. Where did all the emotes go?
Options for questions time. What do you mean, Maya OCAT, by that? Options for
Where-
questions time so people won't
Oh.
flood it.
Sorry, I'm just looking through the
Oh, you mean
emotes.
like the broadcaster can toggle it on or off?
forget
Yeah,
that.
that's a user story in the board if that's what you meant.
Yeah. Let's come back to the emote after because I don't think we have them on here.
No worries.
But this is a great start for the panel for the viewers to ask questions. So it's a pretty simple UI. I think there should probably be some helper text here. But for now, I think this is fine, right?
Yep,
Are
it looks
people happy
great.
with this? Okay. Now we will zoom in to the new view, which needs a lot of work, which is the broadcaster view. So have we landed on how they will see the broadcasting, or how they will see all the questions? Are they going to see it on their streaming dashboard or like a separate off-link page? That's
I
the
think
big
it was the
question.
live dashboard.
The
Like
live dashboard. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that just kind of helps think
So
about
it's like a live config view, an
Totally.
extension.
Okay. Should there be an option for people to click out? Because I feel like not everyone uses that dashboard.
Well, I
don't.
know you can like pop out an extension. So like I built an extension in the live config, and you can click a button at the bottom.
Yeah,
to
so you
pop
can
it out.
pop it out, and then we would just need to toggle the views depending on their role. Like if they have the broadcaster role, then we will switch to this view.
Yep.
Right? Okay, cool. So let's go back into the broadcaster UI. And I think this one is sort of simple. I know there's a lot of work that needs to be done here, but in my mind, I think for now, it's basically just a list of all the questions.
So is there going to be a limit to the number of questions that can be asked? I don't think there should be a limit.
Yeah, I guess, well,
Because
no,
you could
I
have a
don't-
follow-up
yeah, I
question
think-
to your question.
Exactly. I think for now, probably
No
not.
limit.
Okay, so let me think about how to design this a little bit with my limited skills. So we'll just put a pretty large text.
Cricket wants to know if you got a haircut.
Who?
Cricket.
Oh, I got a haircut a while ago, but thanks for noticing. We're using Roboto, right?
Yes, Roboto is the
Bring
text.
your own fonts. Do this later. Okay, so we're using Roboto.
Okay, so Alden Wallace thinks that there should be a basic rate limit on the endpoint that you submit questions to because of trolls.
So I know Aiden. He's very
Oh,
moderator
Aiden,
focused.
sorry.
Aiden. He built Fossabot, which is a moderation bot. So he's probably wearing like a moderation hat. So
Got it.
it's a good suggestion, but it's just episode 1. I think that's more like episode
Yeah.
3 or 4. We just need to I just want to get the like base functionality working, and then we can do the like bells and whistles, which is like tweaking and all that sort of stuff. Okay, let me finish with the title.
Your questions are really making me think, guys. Black Marmalade
Well,
says.
it's very helpful.
Yeah,
Does this mean
So can you
centered?
follow up a question to your question, like a comment system, so like a sub-comment?
No, I think that's too complicated.
Yeah, that might be too complicated, but you can just post another question.
Okay, what is this doing? Okay. Again, this is just a rough mock-up.
This
if
is
that's
an
not clear.
MVP,
Yeah.
so we could definitely build a V2, V3, V4 of this extension, and it might get more complicated after that
Right.
as we see how people are using it, but this is definitely just the bare bones. We're trying to get an MVP out the door.
And then in probably like a minute or two, we should probably switch to the architecture.
Absolutely.
Because this we can always come back and tweak. I just wanted to give everyone a like mental picture of what this is going to look like.
To me, this is just a list of links with the questions.
With the questions.
Yep.
Whoops. How do I?
That's how I'm seeing this.
I just wanted to see if there was a component that was like list view, which I was looking for yesterday and couldn't find one. So I'm guessing we just don't have that. A table would kind of be nice. Okay, I actually like this table for the questions. It looks way more professional. Whoops. Okay. This is frustrating. Did I hold shift and it, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna write the tabs in and then let's switch to the tech side of things. Okay, so select layer. I wanna select the table header. So we'll call this maybe user that asked it.
Yep.
And then
question. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to kind of play with
Tweak this table, yeah.
This should probably be the question, just since it looks larger. And then this can be kind of like, I guess channel asked on isn't helpful because it's obviously going to be theirs.
Answered.
Yeah. We're going to come back and probably rearrange this, but just to give everyone an idea. Whoops. Can I undo that?
So a lot of you guys are posting or chatting about, you know, people being able to vote a question or other users being able to see the question.
Oh, that's a big thing, being able to vote.
That's why we're enabling the ability for you to post it to Stack Overflow or Twitch Dev forums, because we're going to take advantage of those capabilities that those sites already have that are question and answer forums. So we just want to get something out for a broadcaster to be able to directly answer a question quickly and after the stream even. And then if you wanted to post it to a forum where you want everyone to see it and you want to be able to upvote and downvote answers, hopefully we'll be able to add that functionality in so we can take advantage of the existing capabilities of those sites.
Yeah, I'd also like to sort of dive into that because I think it sort of lends itself to pretty interesting AWS design. Like I'd be interested in our database, how we can kind of keep track of those increments on votes and things.
If we were to build that in.
If we were to build it in. So I think that could be cool if we get to it. I guess we'll see. Okay, so I think we should now switch gears to building the architecture in terms of like the tech side. So how is this all going to work and what technologies we're going to use?
Switch me.
If we could just go right back to the computer quickly though, just to kind of end off here. So on the right side, we have the panel view. On the left side, we have the broadcaster view. Again, this just sort of picture this as like a table with questions. But yeah, I think we're done with the design. So now we will have Nikki walk us through the architecture.
All right, so let's do, where is...
And I hear we're going to use AWS. Are we using AWS? That was the sound?
Did you want to use AWS?
Yeah,
I think we should use AWS.
There's some credits, right?
Yeah, a little bit, just a little bit of credits. So I like to architect things out on CloudCraft, so I'm going to bring up cloudcraft.io if it loads for me.
The internet's been working well. Not anymore. Everyone can see my bookmarks, which is fun.
I mean... Let's just go like this.
There we go. Hope CloudCraft. Okay, there we go. So if you've ever seen the architecture diagrams from AWS, this is how they're produced, right?
This is one way to produce them. There's other tools like Lucidchart.
Right. Okay.
It really just depends on your personal preference. This one is my new favorite, thanks to my friend AM. So I actually have the premium upgraded version of CloudCraft, so I can actually make the grid size that we're starting with an infinite grid, which is kind of nice.
Opposed to just what, being really
As
small?
opposed to a standard grid.
Oh.
We actually don't need an infinite grid in this case because our architecture is actually fairly simple. So I don't know why they put the user over there. Whoa, okay. I'm assuming this means a logged in user.
Yeah, so let's start with
we don't need that image.
Let's be very careful to always distinguish between the viewers and the broadcaster.
Okay, so
let's
let me
maybe
write...
get someone watching something on a computer. Is that possible?
So our backend is just going to be a serverless backend that consists of a Lambda function, which is our serverless service, so you can just run code without managing servers or doing any kind of ops. And then we're going to use DynamoDB as our backend. So we're going to just store documents, essentially. And we can make it semi-relational using DynamoDB transactions if we wanted to. And we'll get to the database schema in a second. And then we're going to put API gateway in front of that Lambda so that we actually have an endpoint that we can hit from our front end in Vue.
Yes. So the front end extension will hit this endpoint to basically send the question data back to the back end. The Lambda function is going to process that request. It will write to DynamoDB, and then we will save the question there.
So this is the little API gateway.
Wow.
Isn't that cool? It's like a little gateway.
Wow.
I really like that one.
So I feel like my AWS knowledge is a little rusty, but API gateway is the service that essentially hosts.
I didn't
is
mean
that
to
the
do
right
that.
way to think about it? Hosts endpoints for you, basically
Yeah,
exposes
so
them.
API gateway is kind of like the backbone to AWS, and you can kind of create an endpoint for a lot of different things inside AWS using API gateway. That's how I view it.
So I think really tactically, if we have I think we're going to go into the endpoint design, but I imagine we'll have an endpoint called /post. And Lambda is basically going to define that for us. Or sorry, API gateway is going to define that /post, and then we're going to define a route from API gateway to a Lambda function. Is that correct?
Sorry, say that again.
Okay. Basically, API gateway is going to host an endpoint like /post.
Yes.
And that is going to route all requests to Lambda.
Yep.
Basically as a proxy.
Yep.
And I'm sure it comes with some bells and whistles like metering, logging.
It does come with some bells
stuff.
and whistles.
Cool.
Just
so everyone's aware, though, I think it's always cool to talk about the alternative to doing this architecture would be just like an EC2 server or Beanstalk or whatever you want to use.
So
just to kind of give people an idea of serverless versus the.
If we go back a little bit, like a couple years ago, and before serverless was created, so more than 5 years ago now, you would have had to create an EC2 instance and run your server-side code on that EC2 instance, and then basically set up security and all the great stuff to be able to reach your EC2 instance from the internet to create this app. And that takes a lot of time. There's a lot of ops involved, a lot of infrastructure creation involved, a lot of management involved that I particularly don't want to do for this extension. I have to do software patching, all that fun stuff. So we don't want to get into that. So we're going to use serverless. If you've never worked with serverless before, all you have to do is write your code, essentially, and basically Lambda will run your code. So it will create all the infrastructure for you, do the software patching for you, do all the ops stuff for you. All you have to do is give it your logic, your business logic or your code, and then to actually hit that code from the internet, that's where we need API gateway to allow us to proxy into Lambda. And that's basically how it works and why we're going to use serverless. And serverless is the cheapest option for us to go with for a backend because we're only going to pay for what we use. So back to that EC2 instance, if we had that, we'd have to have it running the whole time, because our channel wants to use this extension that we build, and your channel wants to use this extension that we build, and that means we'd have to have a server continuously running because we'd never be able to predict when somebody was going to be using it. But with serverless, you only pay for what you use, and it only runs the code when it actually gets hit. So think about like a container that spins up. It's going to spin up the container and run what it needs to, run the business logic, process whatever we've asked it to process, and then it's going to shut down. And when it shuts down, we don't pay for it. We don't pay for anything.
Yeah, no, I think that's clearly the optimized sort of path, but I just thought it would be cool to.
Absolutely, yeah.
So,
No, you're right. I just got so focused on this little picture diagram that I forgot to explain what I was actually doing.
Okay, so API gateway points to Lambda, and then I guess we need Lambda to basically point to DynamoDB.
That's right.
So this comes with all the icons. Wow.
I know, isn't it fun?
This has gotten an upgrade since I played with
really
it. And also tells you the price per month.
It does. Yeah, so it does actually tell you how much it costs. So with Lambda, actually, you get 1 million free invocations every single month. So if our extension does not basically start up the Lambda container more than 1 million times, we don't pay for anything. It's just.
Is that just if you're on the free tour? Free.
That's
tier?
actually indefinitely free. So the free tier essentially has two parts to it. One part of it is that it lasts a year. So after you sign up for your AWS account, from that date to a year later, you get a certain amount of things free. And then there are things that are indefinitely free. Free forever. All of time.
I did not know that.
All of time.
That's
Until the world ends. You get 1 million free Lambda invocations.
But just invocations, meaning you still pay for the time that the code's executing. So if it executes for like 10 milliseconds, we pay for 10 milliseconds of work.
After the 10 millionth invocation.
Oh, wow. So it's like totally free.
Yeah.
Wow. That's impressive.
Or the millionth invocation, not 10 millionth. Sorry.
Okay. Cool.
Yes.
No, that's exciting. And should we talk about how Dynamo works? I think Dynamo, haven't used Dynamo.
So Dynamo is where we might actually put a couple bucks down, as you can see.
It's not free?
Dynamo has like, I think you get 20, let's actually bring up the free tier if you're asking me all these questions.
I guess I'm very pricing sensitive. Well, I'm trying to get as many people to build this for free.
So free tier. So look, there are, so these free tier offers do not expire and are available to all AWS customers.
I never knew that.
And then there's
Always
12
free
months
is
free.
Totally new to me.
So you have to select the tier type.
I see.
Always free. So these things are always free. Look, there's Lambda.
Wow.
And then Dynamo actually is a part of the always free tier, so 25
Always
gigs
free.
of free storage.
That's huge.
Yep.
25 gigs of free storage?
Always free. There's actually
Wow.
3 pages.
That's
so
impressive.
This
Just 'cause
continues
in terms
on.
of like database storage, 25 gigabytes.
I know.
is
Okay,
like,
so then in the 12 months free, I think API Gateway is in this list somewhere, if I'm not mistaken.
Anyway, I didn't mean to derail
Anyways,
the whole...
yeah, you guys should check out the free tier. And remember, there are 2 parts of the free tier, the always free category, like indefinitely till the end of the world, and then there's the 12 months free.
Since we're talking about pricing, can I just plug one program that's pretty cool?
Yes.
So Twitch has a program where if you're going to build an extension, you can get free AWS credit, which is really relevant to this.
Oh yeah, what is that link?
It is dev.twitch.tv/extensions/AWS. So it's really relevant to this show because if you want to follow along, you just have to fill out this form and just write a quick description of the Q&A app that you want to build with us, and you should get some Twitch.
Yeah, someone was asking about
wow,
free credits right when we started the stream. If you're using the credits to build a Twitch extension like we are, check this out. I did not even know about this.
And just so
This
you
is really
know,
cool.
though, it's only open until the end of March. So
Okay,
you have
so you
to
gotta sign up
apply
now.
by, where does it say? March 31st.
$1,000.
Everyone
Wow.
should take advantage who's watching this. I think it would be
Seriously,
great
yeah.
to give away all these credits.
Okay, so back
Anyway,
to
let's go back
CloudCraft.
to the architecture.
So this is our basic architecture. It's actually not going to get much more complicated than this. Actually, I don't think it's going to get any more complicated than this at all. I think we should go to our database schema and
Yes.
write out our
Well, to be honest, I
tables.
think this is it.
This is it.
The only
Our
thing
extension is going to hit this endpoint.
The only thing, though, that we might add is S3
That's
to
what I was
store
thinking.
some static files, like the web pages, like HTML. But I don't think it's worth adding that in right now.
I don't think we're there yet.
We're going to come back to this.
Yep.
And by the way, we're still looking for names for this extension.
We are.
We still need extension name to submit to the extension review. But
So
anyway, let's go to the database
I gotta pull up
design.
another. Can you drop that link, by the way, in
I
the
did.
chat for people?
But not in AWS, which I will do right now.
Don't forget my channel. Don't worry, I got you guys.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna create our database schema, and there's this cool program called dbdiagram.io.
Can you just do a few command pluses, just so they can see? Is that good for everyone? Okay, cool.
Maybe like
I
that.
think that's good. I can kind of see what people can see over there.
Okay, so this is just like a template that they've already like just put out. So, I mean, I'm not gonna create a new one. I'm just gonna like edit this.
Yeah, so the one thing that's conceptually difficult for me is that we're sort of building this in a relational way, but yet we are using a non-relational database. But I think the correct way to think about Dynamo is more of like a document store, and we're storing a relational sort of document.
Yeah,
Like
and if
mapping,
there was something
basically.
where there was a relation between 2 tables, and we needed to make sure that both tables updated at the same time just for the data to stay consistent, we could use DynamoDB transactions. And the way that works is you basically give it all the transactions that you're going to do, and you tell it these need to be done at the same time, and they either all fail or
Interesting.
all succeed.
Okay,
So
I
the
didn't know
data maintains consistency in that way. If you
Right, because you wouldn't want like one table to have the data and then it's
Exactly.
like foreign key is not there.
I don't actually think that's going to be necessary.
I don't think
in
we
this
need that because I
case.
think
No.
we sort of talked about the tables a little bit, but I think after we draw them out or write them out.
So obviously the types don't quite match up to DynamoDB. We're just using this to show you what the table is going to look like. So yeah, we need. Oh, I guess I could do it in this format if that's.
So okay, so let me think. So what's the name of the table?
So
Users.
we need the user table.
Okay.
And then we already know that we're going to use Twitch to authenticate a user. So we're going
Right.
to need to store, what, a token?
A token, we can call it a Twitch token. My one question for you is in Dynamo, do you need some like ID increment for each row or no? I'm just thinking of like a relational world. You would want an ID per like 1, 2, and like
You
auto
mean instead of
increment.
the user ID?
Yeah, I would
We
almost.
don't
just
actually
have,
need that.
I would
on
just.
this. We don't
you
need.
don't need a primary
No,
key,
because the
basically.
primary key could be the user ID, the partition key.
Got it. And in this case, the user ID is going to be a Twitch user ID.
Correct.
Got it. Should we maybe call this Twitch user ID?
Yeah, we could do that.
I'm also going to pull up the Twitch identity documentation to refresh myself.
And then we're going to have another table called questions. This table will match the, I guess I have to call
Twitch
it
user.
Twitch user ID. And it's going to be a string. And then this is going to, we also need to collect channel ID.
Yes, that's a very big one.
The question text.
Do you specify how like large the varchar is in Dynamo?
So in Dynamo, it's just a string. This
Oh,
is
okay.
this is like SQL stuff.
Oh, this is just
yeah.
for us
This
to kind of.
this
okay,
is just
right.
for us to get
Sure,
a
sure,
view
sure.
of
Okay.
the.
Got
I
it.
need to delete these
Question.
things too.
Let's put the answer.
Let's put what?
The answer text.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Answer text. What else?
We don't need to have a Boolean if it's answered because we can just check
Posted to forums.
if answers. Yeah, so posted to forums is a good one. Maybe some sort of timestamp. Just why not?
Oh, created at.
Yeah, created that. Maybe even answered at. We can come up with some sort of average answer time.
Like how long it took for it to get answered.
Yeah, just like whenever someone answers a question, we'll just enter a
Time to answer.
Yeah.
Or we could just do last updated.
Yeah, that works too.
Let's see. So if they did post to the forum, we have to capture the link to the forum.
Yeah, I almost feel like this is
That's too
like a
far
whole
along.
can of worms.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I just like don't know. Does Stack Overflow like
Why
give
is
you back
this
a link?
failing? It's giving me an error.
I wouldn't worry
It's supposed to
about that.
show the
Yeah, I would
the
just
tables.
do posted to forum for now. It's not? That means you probably have a syntax.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
It's
it's like obvious.
there we go.
I do want an SLA from broadcasters. Says someone in chat. Date time.
What else do we
Boolean,
need?
varchar.
Okay, so question,
I mean,
answer,
so
text.
here's a fun question about Dynamo. If
Yeah.
we forget a field, can we add it in later episodes?
Absolutely.
Okay, so then I think if that's true, let's just go with this.
Cool. Looks good to me. So these are our tables. I didn't mark a partition key for questions, but it should probably be
Yeah, are there
Channel
any
key.
DBAs or any of the database folks on stream that want to
they
approve
want to
this design?
comment on our database table schema.
I would appreciate that. I feel like there must be a few.
Oh, looks good to
Oh,
me.
we need question ID. We totally need a question
Oh,
ID.
yeah, you're right.
That's like scary. Thank you.
That was really scary.
Who
How
said
did I
that?
forget that one?
Polycode TV. That was helpful. Okay. I'm pretty happy with this, to be honest.
That actually might be the primary partition key, and then the channel would be the sort. Well, we're going to have multiple sort keys. I'll have to think about that one.
Okay, so we talked about the database. Now can we talk about the application layer and talk about the technologies we're going to use to actually write the Lambda function?
Yes.
That's the only thing that needs to be
I briefly
programmed.
mentioned that.
Oh.
So you're going to build the extension
spaced out.
in...
Okay, we're going to build the front end in Vue using Vue.js. So that is a new, or not new, it's a JavaScript library. I think we talked about how we're more React devs, but Vue I looked at and it looks pretty straightforward. So we're
Looks like we can do it.
Yeah, so we're going to use Vue on the front end. We are going on the back end to write in. I don't even talk about what language.
Node and Express.
Okay. No, did I miss all of that?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I was designing something. Okay, so Lambda. What does Lambda support these days?
Lambda supports
every language?
A lot of languages. Node, Java, .NET, Python, Go.
And Docker,
also,
right?
well, so
Or
you
no,
have
that's
Lambda layers now, so you can actually create your own runtime. So if there was a language you wanted to write a Lambda in and it was not one of the ones that we just offer. Yeah, so Stackery actually wrote a PHP runtime layer, so now you can write a Lambda in PHP if you wanted to. I know there's all these like fun languages out there that are like random that people create. So you could write a layer that's a runtime for one of those languages and then write your Lambda in that language.
Bring
if
your
you
own
so
runtime.
choose. Yep. Bring your
Okay,
own
so we
runtime.
talked about that. So I guess we're almost about an hour in. Should we actually like open the AWS account and set this stuff up, or is that next episode?
Well, we could create a GitHub repo for people to follow.
Okay. The plan, just so everyone who's aware who's watching, so the plan for next episode is to start and immediately just start like building this thing.
Yep. Coding.
Just so everyone.
Code.
Just so everyone's aware. You just said that we would create a
GitHub repo.
Okay. So why don't are we going to use the AWS repo, or do we need to create like
we just create a personal repo.
Okay. Like under your username.
Yeah, I can do that right now.
Let's have Nikki do that. I am going to check for any sort of questions. So
I gotta log you. Or do you want me to do it under your account and then just add me as a collab?
Sure.
All right. We don't have a name. We still do not have a name.
Yeah, okay. We really need a name. Can anyone please in chat, let's see. I'm really struggling because my name...
Did anybody offer a suggestion? I haven't looked at the chat and
No, my name would just be like Q&A app, but it's kind of lame.
No, we need something more creative.
NPM start TwitchDev AWS. I don't know.
Oh, the name of the show?
No, not the name of the show, the name of the extension. But should it be in my...
Yeah, but that is the name of the show.
Answer fulfillment. Oh, yeah, wait. All the AWS services, what do they follow? It's like simple... No. I'm trying to do something there. Not working.
They come up with weird names.
Know
they
your
don't follow
streamer.
any pattern.
Okay, wait. I like this. Like the juices are starting to flow. Question extension.
Okay, wait. Go to
Wait, these are good.
let's see
AWS.
Let's see if AWS has. Wait, what?
Call it. Wait, what? Not awful. Queries, Twitch impact. Know your streamer. Papa.
You know, like something
We
like.
need it right now.
Okay, so like instead of like ask Jeeves, ask broadcaster or ask the broadcaster.
Ask broadcaster.
Do you remember Ask Jeeves? Am I the
Is there,
only
like,
one
an
who like
Ask Twitch?
loved Ask Jeeves?
I remember Ask Jeeves.
Okay.
Ask Glitch.
Twitch detective.
Hand raise.
Ask Caster. I love that one.
Yeah. Ask Caster. Let's just go with that.
Okay, so Q&A extension.
And then, okay, we're going to post this GitHub repo. I probably shouldn't pull up the Discord on stream, but if you go to our Discord, if you type in Discord, and for the folks on the AWS channel, why didn't that work? Oh. I'm going to post it in. We have a new channel. Cricket is our chat moderator. And can you confirm, Cricket, that you've opened up that channel in the Discord? So I'd love to continue the conversation in that Discord channel for the show.
I need your GitHub password.
Okay, I'm going to type it in 1 second. And I'm just posting this in AWS. This is the Discord.
And then we're going to post the GitHub link in 2 seconds.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to type my
Add
name.
your name in it. Okay, and then
Okay, so here's the link.
it's not case sensitive, right? Oh, whoops.
I'll post it in the chat. I have it open here on one of these.
Got it. Or you have it.
They're laughing at me asking for your GitHub password. Where's the other?
Yeah, wait, where did I just type that? On my own computer.
Here, wait.
For science.
I needed your password.
For science. That's funny. So yeah, I think we're pretty much at time, right?
Yeah, we're at time.
Can we maybe do like a few minutes of Q&A?
Yeah, if you guys have any last-minute questions that we haven't been paying attention to, feel free to ask
But yeah,
them
I do
now.
want to make clear though that we are going to start next episode and actually create the extensions. If you don't know how to create an extension on Twitch or like what the dashboard looks like.
We're starting with the back end though. So
Yeah.
next
Should we give
week.
anyone like homework? I feel like everyone should create an AWS account and a TwitchDev account.
Yep.
I think those would be the two required activities.
The thing you need for next
Yeah.
episode is an AWS account if you'd like to actually follow along as we build this.
And if you want to be super active, you should join our Discord channel because
Yep.
we might, I don't know, people can refine my designs on there. I'm going to post the Figma link. I'm going to post, I think we'll post the database design.
Yeah,
Like a
so
screenshot,
I don't know what
maybe?
happened to it. It disappeared. Oh wait, I think it's this tab.
The next stream, so this show is going to be every Wednesday at 10 a.m. PT, with the exception of like 1 or 2 weeks, there'll be a break because of AWS summits, right?
Yep.
And the cool part about the show, I think maybe we didn't give a full sort of intro on ourselves, but I'm actually based in New York and you're based in Seattle.
That's right.
Nikki's based in Seattle. So this show
We're
is
on
going to
different
be
coasts.
kind of all over the place. Next week, we're not 100% sure yet, but it's probably going to be remote. We're going to be in New York 1 week. We'll be back in the studio 1 week. So we're
going to be all over the place.
Yeah. We'll probably, I think
We just got
you
lucky
should ask
that
where
we,
we are. Yeah, we wanted
we're
to start off.
both in San Francisco.
But yeah, otherwise we will be doing this every Wednesday at 10 a.m. PT. You can follow us on Twitter at AWS Cloud and TwitchDev, and our own Twitter
Twitters.
handles are there if you want to stay up
Yeah,
to
we'll
date.
post them in the chat as well.
Oh, you can post links in AWS.
I think people like that name, AskCaster.
Can one of the mods post the link in AWS?
Which
We've
link?
changed the TwitchDev configuration so you can post links. The link to the GitHub is what they're wondering. And I don't think my link of the...
Oh, I tried to post the link, so
my
it didn't
link
work.
didn't go either.
Okay. Interesting.
And...
Did it post in the AWS channel? I think I did post it. Okay.
But yeah, are there any
if you want the link, go to the other channel.
Yeah, go to the other channel. Also follow us on Twitch. We just hit 9,000 followers on TwitchDev, which is exciting. Yes, we got rid
Follow
of
the
OBOT.
AWS channel. I'm gonna
They already
piggyback
have
off that.
22,000 followers, so we're in a little bit more of a
We
need
always
here.
need more. We always need more.
That's true. But yeah, I guess that's the show
Yep.
for today. Well, yeah, I guess we'll see
see you
everyone
guys
next
next week.
Yeah, see everyone
We'll be
later.
remote, so
Yeah,
you'll be in
we're
New
not
York.
100% sure.
I'll be in Seattle.
Yeah. We'll keep everyone updated on Twitter. But yeah, we'll see everyone
tune
next
in
week.
for some live coding with serverless and AWS.
Yep, see you guys later.
Bye.